Tonight, all news since 6 on the 15-minute edition of the WHAS11 night team. Bedbug shut down a government building.
We had a little infestation in the building. And
the stunning development in Shelbyville. We are there tonight talking to the county clerk about what's next. Plus, the special election. David Yates sworn in as the interim Jefferson County clerk. New tonight, the Kentucky Secretary of State sets the special election date for his vacant Kentucky State Senate seat. And then, Clifton's tribute to its large visually impaired community along Frankfort Avenue. How you can support this special new permanent mural this weekend. Right now on the WHAS 11 Night Team. And first here tonight, it's a two-day shutdown for a government building in Shelby County, all due to a bed bug infestation. Hello, everybody, and good to be with you on this Friday night. It is our top story on the WHAS 11 Night Team. I'm Doug Proffitt. It's impacting the Shelby County Clerk's Office and the Property Valuation Administrator. When will the public be allowed back in there in Shelbyville? WHAS 11 Night Team's Jose Alonso is in Shelbyville, where the clerk says fumigation is in process.
There's something spooky and gross lurking inside a Shelby County government building. It's not inside the Shelbyville City Hall or in the county courthouse, but rather hiding in the building behind it. That's right, the Shelby County Courthouse Annex building.
Bed bug sighting, and that's what we treated for.
You heard Shelby County Clerk Tony Harover. Bed bugs. The clerk says he saw these little pests himself.
I saw a dead one, and I saw one that was still alive yesterday.
The clerk says they don't know how those bed bugs got inside of the building, but once they found them, they immediately reported it for safety reasons. A flyer on the door signed by the judge executive himself called for an executive order to temporarily close the building. A notice for a bed bug treatment advisory is also posted.
We hope to be open first thing Monday and back in business. We have partnered with our surrounding counties to kind of take the load of people that needed to have some services for the past 2 days, and if for any reason that we can't be open on Monday, we'll keep that plan in place.
Harover says county facility maintenance successfully fumigated the entire building, leaving just the spirits of these pests behind. But it's not a guarantee it won't happen again.
Nothing's 100%. I mean, it's a public facility. Hopefully it won't be any more of a haunting experience for me and my staff and our customers.
A real-life terror being taken care of, while other fake spooky things continue to decorate the city. In Shelbyville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
Such as it is the Halloween season. Well, although the federal holiday is this Monday, by the way, with no mail delivery and most banks are closed, the Shelby County clerk told us he expects their operations to resume again this Monday. We'll keep you posted. Brand new here tonight on the night team, a special election date has now been set to replace Kentucky State Senator David Yates of Louisville. That's District 37. It's a large section of southwest Jefferson County. It's all happening because David Yates was sworn in this week by the Louisville mayor as the interim Jefferson County clerk. The special election will take place on Tuesday, December 16, 2025, to replace him in the Kentucky State Senate. As for that seat, so far no word yet on the Democrat or Republican candidates who will throw their names in the ring for your vote. Yates will serve as interim Jefferson County clerk through the 2026 election, but he's also running for that job, as is Democrat Roz Welch. Now to the growing controversy over the early release of admitted Kentucky child killer Ron Exantis, arrested in Florida. Today, the Marion County, Florida sheriff released this body camera video of Exantis being arrested yesterday afternoon. He's accused now of failing to register as a felon in Florida. He's on supervised early release from Kentucky, and he moved to Florida on October 6. Exantis admitted to killing 6-year-old Logan Tipton in 2015, found not guilty of murder by reason of insanity, but convicted of assault. He was released early by the Kentucky Parole Board under mandatory reentry supervision, something lawmakers now want to reconsider.
The parole board was completely powerless to stop this. And that's why I'm trying to fix this problem. Because if it was up to the parole board, Ronald Exantis would still be in prison in Kentucky.
At last check by WHAS11 News, Xantis remains in custody in Florida, awaiting extradition back to Kentucky. Well, this case is being followed not only by the White House, but by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Right here at 11 o'clock last night, he sent out this message on social media using a derogatory term for Xantis, but also saying it's unbelievable that he, quote, was let out of prison in Kentucky after serving a mere fraction of his sentence for murdering a 6-year-old kid, end quote. Vice President J.D. Vance in Indianapolis today to continue the White House push for redistricting. Normally, congressional boundaries are redrawn every 10 years with a census process. Indiana's current map was finalized back in 2021. Other states have already followed suit, like Texas and Missouri. WHAS 11 Night Team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester heard from public officials in southern Indiana tonight about this renewed push.
High security in Indianapolis Friday as Vice President J.D. Vance meets with Indiana Governor Mike Braun and Republican state lawmakers over redistricting. Meeting with opposition in the state capitol, Vance is talking to a largely Republican state about a White House push for redistricting. This is expected to favor the GOP in the 2026 election.
Number one, we're in the middle of a federal government shutdown, and the vice president is spending his time in Indianapolis trying to get Hoosier lawmakers to do things that Hoosiers don't want them to do.
In southern Indiana, Democratic State Representative Wendy Dant-Chesser is closely watching the reports on redistricting conversations, as she says it was a closed-door meeting. Redistricting would require a special session, which would be called by the governor.
Hoosier taxpayers don't want to call folks like me into special session, absorb that cost, and not address those real issues that are affecting Indiana residents right now.
Charlestown Mayor Treva Hodges says her citizens hold much of the same opinion.
I've heard so much about child care cuts. We are a rural community, so I've talked to a couple of farmers that are worried about soybean issues. And the general consensus around here is whatever doesn't cost us more money, that's what they're in favor of. So.
Republican State Representative Ed Clear calls me while traveling from Washington, D.C.
So I've compared it to the Cold War concept of mutually assured destruction, MAD for short, and this is MAD.
Clear has served on the legislature for 17 years and has been through 2 redistricting cycles.
It's gamesmanship. It is. It's an attempt to stack the deck. It's cheating.
Indiana lawmakers are expected back in Indianapolis in about a month. That's why Representative Clear says he would be surprised if Governor Braun called a special session between now and then. In the studio, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Clarice, thanks so much. Inauguration day today for the new U of L president, who's actually been on the job there since March. U of L President Jerry Bradley sworn in as the Cardinals' 20th president. The official ceremony held at U of L's football stadium today. Bradley came to Louisville.
As I stand here today with our record enrollment and retention numbers, these are not just numbers. They are lives and families that have been transformed by the power of higher education.
Bradley came to Louisville in 2016 as the dean of the School of Dentistry, and he took the job again in March. Bradley is the 7th person to become president at U of L in the last 10 years. Coming up, the big unveiling today, embracing the visually impaired in this unique Louisville neighborhood. How you can support this special mural wall this weekend by heading to Clifton.
A beautiful fall forecast for the weekend. We'll have a few more clouds around on Saturday with a high of 74. Those lows starting off in the 50s, but overall a picture-perfect weekend to get out and enjoy.
And right now, tonight, folks, check them out. Here's your latest lottery numbers at 11 o'clock.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.